Hi, so today I'm going to be telling you about turn-offs, and unfortunately they're not sexual turn-offs because I was interviewing people around here and people are a little bit prudish in London. However, I did get to the bottom of what will get you struck out if you're going on a date with a girl or whether you're texting a girl. What kind of behaviours are the kinds of things that will make her think, ugh, I never want to see him again. As my dear friend Tonya would say, a straight up no of repulsion. So if you want to dodge repulsion, please watch this list and figure out what women's biggest turn-offs are. This is an unusual arrangement today. I've got somebody off camera shouting extra pieces of advice, and this lovely lady who's agreed to give us some advice. Now, the two things I said to talk about that I really want to go through, first of all, is turn-offs.
Yes.
Stuff that guys can do, which is just, I would call it a straight up no, where they do something and it's just like, no, in the bin, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah.
Off-camera lady said burping, and I agree. Any kind of like my boyfriend, I don't know if you've had this, it's just been with him so long, we've got into the fart stage.
Yeah, same.
Where he's just like, he might wind the car window down if I'm
I kill him when he farts, but it's fine when I do.
All right, that's okay. So any kind of toy thing. We also said trying it on too much on a first date. Would that be a no-no for you?
Way. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What about kissing on a first date? Is that all right, or is it just like?
Come from the girl. He can't,
Really?
Yeah. Well, unless it's going really, really well.
It's going really well because
Yeah.
sometimes girls feel a bit funny about like leaning in and initiating
yeah,
stuff.
I guess so. But you know when it's right.
Yeah, I think a lot of the guys don't do it because they don't feel like haven't really had a great conversation and a great connection with a woman.
Yeah.
And so then they're like, oh, shall I awkwardly do it before we get on the tube to sort of wrap it up? And that doesn't.
Yeah.
That
At
doesn't.
the end.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Or another turn off is if the guy doesn't ask you any questions and it's just
all about him.
Yeah.
Just talking about himself, so you end up
So
feeling.
you don't want to be bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also think the other thing is if they ask you too many questions and it's like an interview.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it's just like and questions they don't care about. Is there anything he could do which should make you think, no, I never want to see him again?
Yes, so I'm French, so I don't speak very well English. But if a guy tells me that he has feelings for me or he feels something about me, he loses his chance with me.
Oh right, so first date, he's like, I love you, or says he likes you too much. Is that?
No. With me, he cannot show his emotion, and he shouldn't say anything about his emotion and feelings to me. Otherwise,
Okay. So too much emotion too early is bad. Epic turn-offs, which is basically on a date or when you're texting a guy.
I said this on the radio the other day.
Really? It wasn't me.
Well, today it was like it was on like the TV last night. It was like 8 out of 10 cats, and it was like BO was the one in the polls.
Really? What about you though? Because for lots of them, I've been
Talking about exes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So he's on the date and he starts talking about some girl.
Yeah.
Okay, what about on text messages? Is there a point where a guy could be like too flirty or too sexy with you, and would that be a no, or just not talking enough?
Depends what you mean, like when you first
met someone, just got their number.
Then,
wrong impressions.
Wrong impressions, because I actually work with a lot of guys and they don't want to be like the nice guy or just the friend.
Friend zone.
They don't want to go in the friend zone, so they go like way overboard and end up just saying something that's just
Depends,
mental.
I guess, the context that you've met them. If you've like met them on like a night out, then maybe you've already got together. I don't know.
Yes, that's true.
Then it'd
That's
be
true.
fine. Whereas if you've just met on like Tinder,
Yeah, right. I had
you're
someone.
probably like, right, okay.
I had a woman on Tinder, one of my girl clients recently, who within like 5 messages, the guy was talking about spanking, which was so
Too
just
much.
like.
Was it around Was it around like the 50 Shades of Grey
Right.
coming out?
This is true.
Because
Yes,
I
it
think,
was.
Like,
So you think that was a misguided 50 Shades of Grey
Yeah.
attempt? That's
You're
good.
not
Very.
Christian Grey.
Yeah, that is true. I'm going to start with dislikes because I hear lots of terrible stories from women that have like been texting a guy and he said something really stupid, or gone on a date with a guy and he's done something so wrong that it's completely turned them off. So can you think of what a guy could do? Either you've just given him your number, he's texting you, you've just gone on a first date, that would mean like you're like, I'm not going to see this bloke again. It's done. What would be really like either aggravating or too full on, or
But more like with
Or
Tom, that he like always says to make plans with you, but he never actually follows through.
oh
That's
right.
a bit dislike.
Yeah, inconsistency. That's annoying. Like when a guy.
Ask me what I want to do. Like he'll be like plans for this evening on the day.
Right.
Like he always does that.
And that gives the impression, which is like
don't really
you
care,
care, and
yeah.
I'm like your last minute Tuesday night option.
Or
And-
obviously when they like text you a question and then you answer it, or like you ask them a question and they don't text you back. Guys
Right.
always do that.
Right, so guys that are actually acting kind of on off and
Yeah.
flaky, it's not very, because actually I think what's quite, on the other side of things, I think what's quite attractive is when guys are decisive and they're like,
this is the
plan, this is the plan.
Yeah, that's true. I always say I hate when guys are like, I don't mind, up to you. Or like,
Oh my God,
like,
and then
just make go wherever you want to go. And I'm like, no.
and they're trying to be nice,
Yeah,
right?
like,
They're
oh,
trying,
I don't mind. I'm like, no, just
make a decision.
Yeah.
Right, so we're saying that indecisive and to be hot is to be decisive a lot of the time. We're thinking early phases of dating, maybe when you've maybe just given your guy your phone number, or it's the first couple of dates, something that he could do or say that would just mean no,
okay.
never again.
Yeah, so the over texting or the over calling.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, just
yeah.
the clinginess is just, it's too much. Just need to be quite, sort of, not hard to get, but almost in the early days you want that a little bit because you
Yeah.
want to have that bit of a chase almost.
I always find it quite overwhelming anyway, whether it's a man or a woman, if you feel like if I send a message, I'm going to get a reply instantly, and then I'll feel a bit of pressure to keep up
Exactly. When you're working and doing other things, it's just too much, isn't it? So,
Yeah, and I also think some guys are misguided in the sense, particularly if you've met online or in a funny way, they'll think, I need to talk to her loads via
Yeah.
message, and then I might ask her out for the date when I
Yeah,
feel,
exactly.
and then by that point, the passion is sort of, and the mystery's
Yeah,
died,
exactly,
right?
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Cool.
Instantly.
Okay, anything else that would be in the like,
Yeah.
bad smell?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Probably being over pushy to pay for everything as well. I quite
Yeah.
like the going Dutch thing on the first couple of
Right.
dates. Not that kind of assumption that it would just be the guy paying for everything all the time. It's quite nice to.
See,
you know,
I'm quite modern like that as
Yeah.
well. I went, in fact, I think I end up paying more than my
Yeah.
boyfriend on the first date.
Yeah.
But other people are like, no, he has to pay. But I think it's a very much a balance of your
Yeah, for sure.
personality.
Yeah.
It's a bit tricky for them though, because they probably just don't know if they should or they shouldn't.
I reckon
Yeah.
it's nice. I think it's gentlemanly for him to go, oh, let me get this. But then if you go, no, hey, you know,
Yeah.
let's go Dutch.
But yeah, exactly.
Then
it's
that's
quite
just
nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just communication. I think, right? With London guys, is there something they can do, like either when they first got your number and they're texting you, or when they first take you out on a date, that would be just a complete no, where you think that's it, I'm never going to go out with this guy again?
I guess if they're trying too hard, or well, I went on a date last weekend.
Okay, great.
And it was a first date. I didn't know the guy,
Yeah.
and he invited a couple of his friends, which I found a bit awkward because we didn't know each other.
He was
So
probably
that
showing
was
off
no,
because
no.
he's like, I've got a really cute girl I'm going on a date with. Look what I found, you know. And
but that
it
was
was
just
no intimacy. And when you say making too much effort, do you mean like if he maybe took you out to a particularly like too much for a first date, like a restaurant or flowers, or too much
Yeah, that's too
texting?
much. Yes.
Yeah. So what would your ideal first date be more like?
Well, if you don't know each other at all, let's say you should go for coffee first.
Right.
So
Keep it
whether-
short.
Whether it's actually worth going on a first date.
Yeah.
And yeah, then you'll see maybe you have common likes. For example, if he plays tennis, I play tennis, we could play tennis. Something like
Okay,
that. Something,
okay,
yeah.
amazing. Okay, so turn-offs are, of course, indecisive and flaky behaviour, not being able to make a decision or being able to make a plan for the date, obvious stuff like BO, and you'd be surprised about this, but sometimes you get guys that literally they'll have bits in their teeth when they turn up to the date with you. That would be not so good. Likewise, actually being too forceful and being too forward without establishing enough connection is another moment. This is the second part of the video. If you haven't done so already, please watch my turn-ons video. If you like what the women are saying, if you think what I'm doing is interesting, if you want me to interview more random, quite attractive bystanders in London, please hit the subscribe button or hit the likes. And if you want to hear more of my videos, head to hayleyquinn.com.